might actually work. All right. All right. Hi, Vicky. Can you hear me? Hi, honey. I'm just getting set up. Can you hear me okay? Maybe not. All right. Let's pop out here. Good, good, good. It looks like it's working. You're in the portrait, correct? You're on your phone? All right, we can try that. Cool. All right, I'm gonna jump back to the settings, and I should be in the stream probably in like a minute, so it'll be quick. Oh man. Hey Vode. Void, welcome in. I just tripped over a cord, so now I gotta try to get this to work. There we go. All right, let's get at it. Step over the cord. So we're going to be working on some Turkish spindle shafts today. We're making some teeny tiny ones. Not entirely sure we got everything running right. Give me 1 second. I know I suck. Worst stream ever. Hello, Monica. Hello, Jan. I am not seeing the chat, so give me 1 second. Hey, RT, how's it going? Right? I'm getting there. So if I pop out the chat and lay it here, I should be okay. Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely an ice water day today. Alright, I think we're good. Alright, so we're turning hard maple today. We're making some 4 1/4 inch shafts. So pretty much the smallest shafts that we make. There we go. I bet you if I turn the fan around so it's facing me, and if I drop it, that'd be great too. Alright, hey, how's it going, Steve? Well, my box fan was full of wood chips until I knocked it over. I've been meaning to clean it, so it's like I win. It's like a win-win. So it's been a pretty fruitful day. I put up some pegboard and did a bunch of organizing. Don't get me wrong, the workshop is still a mess, but it's getting a little better. So are we getting a lot of wind noise? I shut off the noise suppression because people kept commenting on how there wasn't any noise. So I'm going to make some noise. All right. It's a fun way to make a pencil. Charles, thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated. I haven't put a pencil into the lathe to sharpen it in a long time. Which kitty? Jordy? Or is it Luna? Thank you so much, Nudie and Tommy. Much appreciated. There we go. Luna. That little shit. Actually, I can't be mad. She, climbed in my lap today. Yep, there it is. Thank you so much. Hey, floating bus. Well, it's how you make yarn. You know, the same thing as a spinning wheel. Or like a big, commercial operation. So we take fiber. I've got some rope in here. So this is wool. So a sheep got a haircut, then they washed it, then they carded it. So all the hairs are in the same direction. So you take this fluffy stuff and you spin it into yarn like this, and then you would ply it, and then you'd wash it, and then it'd be ready to use. So yep. Yep, and currently we're making some very small spindles. These are Turkish style. So these would be for making cobweb to lace weight, so really, really super thin fiber. We got some wood chips. We're just going to burnish the surface. Add some wax. Well, there's a lot of fiber artists out there. You know, there's a lot of people who knit and crochet. So this is kind of the next step past that. So being able to make your own yarn opens up a lot of possibilities. We're trying to keep it alive. So I've been making these full time for, this is our 11th year. Yeah, it's kind of an enthusiast thing. You know, some people sell their hand spun. Yeah, with fiber arts, it's a very deep rabbit hole. And the nice thing about using a spindle is you can throw it in a project bag and bring it with you. So, if you're in a waiting room, it's something you can do. Something you can do when you're doing something else, when you're watching TV or whatever, and you don't have to worry about dropping a stitch. No counting. So I have a whole bunch of material for the little ones right now. So I'm trying to get as many little ones as I can get done before my next shipment of larger blanks come in just Tuesday, so tomorrow I'm going to be making a lot of these again. It's just I'm trying to use up what I have laying around. So I have a whole bunch of boxes for moving in here and bins, and so I'm trying to go through and get everything straightened up. This is made from a special kind of wood. This is just hard maple, so you know it's a hard wood. The arms could be made out of exotic wood. This one's not sanded yet, it's kind of dingy, but this is a coat from Mexico. And occasionally I do make shafts out of exotic woods as well. I do like turning hard maple because the pores of the grain are very small, so you don't see the pores. Now if I was turning it out of oak or ash, they have very large pores. So instead of being smooth, they'd have a whole bunch of lines on it. So yeah, so when I order my blanks, I get them from a mill that makes them. I used to, do they wear out, or can you use the hardwood like Osage orange? Oh yeah, you can use Osage orange. Actually, I'm looking. I've got a mixture between, I've got some Osage orange, and then I have some canary wood. And they're both pretty close. Yeah, they don't wear out, so. I think these are canary, and I believe these are Osage orange. Jean-Claude, how's it going? Sorry about the cough, man. I'm not sure where that came from. I haven't coughed all day. Yeah, I made a few, couple days back out of Vero wood, so Argentina Ligamento. Stuff is pretty, but it's very, very hard. There we go. I'll put it on the test arm here. Alright, we're just going to keep pounding them out. I'll walk through what I'm doing on the next one. Did Vicky run away? Alright, so this is hard maple. I ordered oversized so I can true it up. So we're going to take our roughing gouge and just start taking some of the mass off. So I use a wrench. Good. As a caliper, so I'm just going to slide it over. As long as it slides over, I know we're on size. So this is 4 1/4, so my taper is going to live in this region right here. Ooh, ghost stuff. Yeah, so Vicky's my partner in crime, and also my partner in life. We make these together, but today's Sunday. I felt like I needed to work a little bit. I was at home watching ghost stuff. We actually have the setup now where we actually have 4 cameras, so you can see my face, Vicky's face, what I'm doing, what she's doing. Seems to be working out so far. Multitasking indeed. So I got the taper. And then I made sure that the front part was the same diameter with the spanner, the wrench. So this is a story stick, it just has the dimensions on. So I register it against my test whirl there, and then just transfer the lines over. That way they're all the same size. I'm gonna grab my skew. I'm just gonna mark in the bottom of the spindle and where the burnt line is. I'm going to flip it over on its side. I'm going to mark the top of the finial and the bottom of the finial. Now I'm going to define the diameter under the finial. And then I'm going to grab a spindle gouge and I'm just going to taper those 2 lines together. We're going to burn a decorative line in, so I have some wire here on little handles. So this is picture frame hanging wire. So we made a little garrote. We're just going to hold the wire on the spinning wood and let it burn in the line. Turn the speed down. We're going to start sanding it out. We're starting with a medium grit. This is 150. No, it's not. It's 120. We're going to switch over to 220, so a fine grit. Then we're going to turn the lathe all the way up. Now it's spinning at 3,629 ripums. We're going to grab some wood chips. We're going to burnish the surface. So we're just holding the wood chips against the spinning wood. Think of it like a friction polish. Just make them very, very smooth. So when I started out, when I was looking down, I could see my light on it. But now that I burnished it, I see a single line where the light's reflecting off it. So it's super smooth right now. We're going to add some wax. And now that's as far as we can go. Well between centers. So that just means it's clamped in on this side, and on this side we have a live center, so we have a pin with a bearing that's spinning. So I'm going to form the finial on the top, and since it's clamped in on the bottom on the chuck, it's not going to go anywhere, so we're going to sand it out. Same procedure. You can see how it's nice and straight. It's not moving around. Now we're going to come up. I'm going to hold it with my hand and I'm going to sneak in here and I am just going to cut it off on the bottom to a point. Here we go. I am dropping everything today. That's all right. Oh my goodness, it is freaking hot here today. I'm gonna actually go grab my work watch. I didn't realize I'm wearing my good watch. But it's currently 92 degrees. Where am I? which is like 20 degrees warmer than I'd like. There we go. Yeah, the humidity can be an issue. But it's not very humid in here. But yeah, humidity can warp the wood. Yeah, we're in America, we're in Wisconsin, so it doesn't get very hot and humid for a long period of time, so it's not really a big problem. My wood storage is the next room over, and it tends to be a pretty stable temperature in there. Boy, Houston, right? Yeah, we do a show at in Irving. It's a DFW show, so the Dallas Fort Worth show, and that's in September. I tend to go from my air-conditioned hotel room to my air-conditioned car to the air-conditioned. Hey, confused right now. How's it going? To my air-conditioned convention center. I see a lot of text and license plates up here. Hey Vicky, does the audio sound okay? I'm always so worried about the damn audio. Right? This is hard maple coating. Sounds good? Okay. Because I'm not running any noise suppression at all. Bisque, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Yeah, this weekend I was supposed to make a long format video for the channel, And it's just been so hot. I just couldn't do it. I've been, just kind of keeping busy in the shop. But at least have a topic. I know what I'm going to be making. I'm going to be making a video about 3D printing for small workshops, like making jigs and gauges and clamps. Just handy stuff, especially if you're starting out with a budget. So I'm preparing for that and trying to find the files that I use. Thanks, Cody. And so I made a new plate for my my bandsaw. I looked online. They're I think they're $16 for a 4-pack. So you spend $60 and then shipping from Rikon to get the little cover plate that goes around the blade. Or you could make it yourself for 18 cents. Oh, I hear ya, Vicky. Hey Gary, how's it going? I about polished off my Gatorade. Should probably make another pitcher. That seems like work. So we got a couple some air conditioners in the house, the ones that you just vent out the window, and they do a really good job, but not when it's 90 plus. They just can't keep up. If that's what you want to use it for, you could. Personally, I'm going to put it on a drop spindle, but sorry, we're doing a multi-stream, so we also have the horizontal video and the portrait video running. No, that's good. You can go to my website and order a bunch of them. Hello. How was Maya doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. And why? Thank you so much. Put it on a whirl and spin around circles. There we go. Hey, thank you so much, Stroh. Yeah, I've been using the lathe for, since high school. The little ones are usually pretty quick. So the ones we're making are the smallest ones. And to put it in comparison, that's the smallest one. And this one's the largest one. And then I make a total of 5 different sizes that kind of cover everything. Hey John, how's it going? Welcome in. I think we have one more day in the 90s, and then we're going to drop down to like the upper 70s, low 80s, which is much more doable. The workshop does not have air conditioning, but we do have 12-foot ceilings. Hey Bubble, how's it going? You're getting sleepy? I hope you aren't awake till 1 a.m. again. I hope not either. Oh. Yesterday was horrible. So it was pretty warm. We had the AC running in the bedroom. So got out of the shower, getting ready for bed, go to lay down, and all of a sudden I felt something in my ear, and it sounded weird. So I thought I had some water in my ear, not a big deal. So I'm trying to get it out, and then I felt something move away from my finger, and then it felt real weird, and I heard some sounds in there and stuff. So I get out of bed, run to the bathroom, grab a tweezers, started poking around in there, and I shake my head real violently, and a freaking pretty big spider comes out of my ear. Ugh. No. Not good. Pretty traumatizing. At least it wasn't an earwig. So I rinsed my ear out with hydrogen peroxide, and yeah, gross. Yeah, well, the reason I came back to the shop, I went home and we had dinner, and I started falling asleep on the chair. Nope, I'm going to work. Yeah, last night we didn't get much sleep. Although Vicky gave up, I think, about 3 o'clock in the morning. Hey Pedro, how's it going? You were doing good until the very end there. Hola, ¿cómo está usted? So you know, yo soy estúpido gringo. No hablo español. And the fact that that's incorrect makes it even funnier. might be a little short. Nah, it should be okay. Yeah, our cats are definitely not eating as many spiders as they should be. I don't know, that's the first spider I've seen in the house in a long time. And I was thinking, we got stink bugs. They're relatively new here, a couple of years. But I've never seen a juvenile stink bug. They're always, the same size all the time. So where are the babies? Hey Waldo, how's it going? Pike, how are you today? Raphael, thank you so much for subscribing. Much appreciated. Ah, that'll work. Oh, good. Good. Thank you, 80 Years Rules. Appreciate that. Zachary, thank you for subscribing. So we're just doing bulk. We're just doing production. So if you're just tuning in, we are turning hard maple. Hello from Chile. Hey, Jorge, how's it going? Welcome in. Welly says, cool setup. Awesome. Thank you. It's working. That's the important thing. I'm making a whole bunch right now, and I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I have a lifetime supply. And then, before you know it, I have to make more. It never stops. Hey Coca, how's it going? I didn't see you come up. If I did, I would say hi. I do the best I can. Is that the actual piece or jig? This is the actual piece. This is a shaft for the Turkish spindle. Have a great night. And I hope... God, turkey, it must be getting pretty late there. Are we looking at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning? Yep, so the Turkish spindles are 3 different pieces. So there's a center shaft, which is what we're making, and then there's 2 arms that make up the wheels. 3 a.m.? Okay. So not quite as late as I thought it was, but still very, very late. So here's the arms and the shaft. Bring my tailstock in. Hey, Joseph. I have a hunch a lot of the little ones end up being decorations. Like, get hung on a Christmas tree or sit in a cubicle. They're functional, but they're for making cobweb to lace weight, so really, really thin yarn. Please don't forget the tablecloth. Okay, I'm gonna go grab a tablecloth so I don't forget. But I'll keep talking, so you know I'm not running away as I'm running away. So I'm hanging a tablecloth on the doorknob. So we shouldn't forget it. Did you want me to bring the air mattress home? I'll be your friend. You're alone? Yeah, that happens. As I suck up a piece of sandpaper. I don't think we need it. Yeah, I think the air conditioner in the bedroom will work all right. Not a problem. Yeah, if you wanna, well, what time is it now? It's almost 7. I'll probably be home, you know, probably by 9, I'm guessing. Maybe a little bit before that, I don't know. But I'm actually comfortable right now in front of my fan. It's not so bad in here. I think it's, oh look, I think it was like 79 in here the last time I looked. But it's bearable. Put a fan on yourself, you're fine. It's 80 degrees in here, so it's not too bad. Because it's your sleeping time in Pakistan, right? And the best part about the workshop is I have freezer pops. So. It's almost 5 a.m. in Pakistan. Yeah, it's just about 7 p.m. here. So, give you a little peek at my shop. So if we back up. So this is my main lathe area. We come over here, we got some storage. This is Vicky's layout area. Come over here. This is the sanding area, Vicky's sanding area. It's my scroll saw area here, and I got a drill press. Got some sanders, got a planer, chop saw. Things are a little messy right now. Got a little recording studio in the back for recorded videos. A couple laser engravers here. Got another laser engraver there. Come back. We have 5 3D printers and a piano. You always need the piano. And then we got the bandsaw. And in the front we have a little retail space. I cannot see the chat right now, unfortunately. But yeah, we got a little retail space. Everything is just not organized as well as it should be. But most importantly, we have Pickle Rick. And then we have racks where we keep our finished product in. So that's Etsy and that's Shopify. So that's the main buildings, and we got a couple main part of the building. Then we got 2 more rooms that way, and then we have a full basement. All right, now I'm back. Let's see. You got the flying ant. Thank you. That freaking thing landed on me. Gross. You want international friends to learn to speak English better? Hey, not a problem. All I do is speak English. It is. Yeah. I've been organizing a little bit every day. And I am organizing, and I'm putting up pegboard and a bunch of other stuff, so everything's kind of moved around right now. But I got sick of organizing. I'm mastered in the work you're doing right now. Awesome. I've destroyed a little bit every day. You have. I think he's the messy one in the relationship. No, I'm kidding. Anthony, how's it going? Welcome in. It's a give and take, yeah. Me, thank you so much. You made a bulletproof front case. Yeah. So we started as a home business. I was working out of a shed. Then I moved into the house. I was working in a bedroom, and then I had the bigger tools out in the little shed. And then we moved into this commercial space. So now we can't move back into a smaller space. Yeah, when I start organizing and trying to get things, moving stuff around, it gets pretty messy, but usually it'll get picked up. We are making drop spindles for spinning yarn. So we're making some shafts. Oh, that's all right. So I'm working on this bag right now. I don't think I'm getting done with these tonight. Oh, I've broken quite a few in my life. So I've been making these a little over 10 years. How much was the lathe, out of curiosity? This is a Laguna Revo 1216. So this is the midi-sized lathe. So it's not a tiny one. It's not a huge one. It's kind of in the middle. It's a medium size. This one was a little over $1,000. And wood turning is one of those things where everything keeps adding up. You know, the chuck was over 100. Most of my tooling are Robert Sorby's, so they're, you know, between $70 and $125 each. Yeah, I mean, you could get, like, I haven't checked the prices on, like, the Harbor Freight ones recently, or the Wen ones. You could get an inexpensive one for a couple $100. It's not going to have any bells or whistles, but it'll get you turning. I mean, you can get a whole set of, like, chisels from Harbor Freight for the cost of one of these. They're both high-speed steel, but the more expensive ones have better steel, so they hold an edge longer, so you don't have to sharpen them as much. Just like anything else, there's a big balance. But, you know, you can use traditional tools like I'm using, or you could get carbide tools. There's a carbide circle. So with the carbide, you have little inserts. Where am I? There I am. Oh. So these carbide inserts, they're removable. So when it gets dull, you just spin it and tighten it down. And you can keep spinning it until it's all dull. Then you can take it out and put a new one in. That way you don't have to sharpen anything. So behind me I have a grinder that I use to sharpen the tools I have. So originally I had a very small workshop and I didn't really have room to have a full-size lathe in there. And everything I make kind of falls into this size anyways, so I'm not running out and getting a larger lathe. For what I do, this is plenty good. But if you get a larger lathe, then people are going to ask you for pool sticks and banisters and big things. Baseball bats. Hello, how's it going? Welcome in. Sit. Hey, Fiction, thank you so much for subscribing. And I'm saying hi to, is it Narcisco? Narciso? I am better at turning than I am at reading. Alright, sounds good, Vicky. I done bored my girlfriend. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go till probably 8 or 8:30. So yeah, we kind of lucked out. My workshop is in the same city we live in, and it's about 3/4 of a mile. So it's like a 5-minute, not even a 5-minute drive. It takes me about 15 minutes to walk it, which isn't bad. So if it's nice out, I will walk to work if we don't have to package or go to the post office. So I get my steps in. We don't have it set up, but we do have an air mattress here as well, just in case, you know, in the winter. We might spend the night here occasionally. Kind of depends on how busy we are as well. Oh, awesome. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, there's a lot of supporting the wood with my hands because it's so thin. There it is. Got too much sawdust on the ground. If I drop something, it just disappears. So my dust extractor is in the next room over, so it makes it a little bit quieter. I mean, you can hear it. But it is quite loud. So it's warm. Hot in here, so I do have a fan over here blowing this way, so you can kind of see everything's kind of blowing that way. So the exhaust isn't catching a whole ton of the wood chips, but it does a good job of catching the fine dust. Back this up a little bit. when I start working with pieces that are really short, like they're big enough for what I need, but you know, I don't have a lot of play with them, I tend to make them a little bit on the short side, because I can always make them longer, but I can't, you know, if I take off too much material, I'm done. If that makes any sense. So I'm looking, this one is really short. I should be able to get one out of here. Hello, welcome in. I have a hard time with Cyrillic, so I'm just gonna say hi. So this is called a story stick or storyboard. It just has the dimensions on, and I made a cutout here to register it against this test swirl, and that way you can just transfer the lines over, and that way when you're making multiples of things, it helps make sure that they're all relatively the same size. Burnishing. Do we have any spinners in the chat right now? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, so we're turning hard maple. Hello, Lucas. Welcome in. So as far as personal protection equipment goes, you know, my shirt's tucked in. I have no long sleeves. I don't have any rings. My watch has a silicone band. I'm wearing safety glasses. So my hearing protection are Bluetooth earplugs, so I do have music going in my ears, which I can't share, otherwise I'll get in trouble. So I'm listening to 90s alternative. So I've got Nirvana in my head right now. Hello ZB, how's it going? So the bottom gets sanded out in the next step. So if you're just joining us, we're turning hard maple, we're making shafts for Turkish drop spindles. That are used for spinning yarn. So I'm a production woodworker. Today I'm a production wood turner. I'm making a whole bunch of one thing over and over and over again. But I really enjoy this type of work. I worked in factories for almost 20 years before I started doing this for a living. I definitely do better working for myself. I figured I paid my dues. I worked in a bindery for almost 13 years, and then I spent almost 6 at a vehicle manufacturer. I worked at Oshkosh Truck on the assembly line, putting together military vehicles and cement trucks. At Quad, I was a machine operator in finishing, so I put magazines together. So we went from Nirvana to Blink 182. Yeah, you know, I graduated in '93. It's kind of odd how you're just drawn to the music you listen to growing up. Do I know Third Eye Blind? Personally, I met them once. Yeah, I like Third Eye Blind. So one of my ex-wife's friends won tickets to go see Third Eye Blind, and then have a meet and greet before the concert. So they let us in. We got to meet the band. The drummer, this was in Milwaukee at the Pabst Theater. The drummer was from, I think, originally Chicago. So he was running late. He was hanging out with his friends. But yeah, I like Third Eye Blind. They were very gracious. And this was 2008-ish, so it was a little bit past their huge popularity. Maybe it was later than that. Maybe 2010. So the opening act for them was a band called Low vs. Diamond. They didn't last a very long time. They had a song called Heart Attack, which was pretty amazing. I got the new Radicals going on. Oh, yeah, with Third Eye Blind, we also got to sit through the sound check. It's pretty neat. So, speaking of listening to music while you're working, somebody on Facebook was asking how people listen to music in their workshop, and a lot of people were talking about, whether they had like stereo setup or using headphones or whatever. And some people started making naming bands. One girl said she normally listens to NPR or NoFX. And I'm thinking those are two radically different things. So I like NPR or I like Fat Mike. Hello, Ortega. How's it going? I would say NoFX and NPR, kind of an eclectic mix. That was nice. So somewhere on a radio station's website, there's a picture of me standing with third eye blind. I'm doing well. It's a little warm here today. We're dying in the Midwest. So I just saw that the Violent Femmes are playing their first 2 albums in Milwaukee. Not at the Pabst Theater, but the Riverside is where they're playing it. So they're coming home for a show. But I think we are going to be out of state when that's going on. It's unfortunate. I've never seen the Violent Femmes in concert. And they were one of those bands that, in the 80s, man. Yeah, it would be nice because their self-titled debut album is freaking amazing. So they're doing Violent Femmes, and Violent Femmes Hallowed Ground. We are making shafts for Turkish drop spindles, but yeah, they are very golf tee size. This is the smallest ones I made. So, Jacob, are you related to Les? I had to ask. I'm sure there's many clay pools out there. Hey B, how's it going? Welcome in. How is Arkansas tonight? Very chickeny. Right? Ben, thank you so much. Yeah, Les is pretty insane. Could you imagine if they would have let him into Metallica? Your name is Mud. You gotta get him in the ground before he starts to smell. Hey Joel, how's it going? Yeah, it's just amazing, his bass lines, and he can just stand at the microphone and sing, and dance around, kicking his leg up in the air like there's nothing going on. Yeah, Primus is another, I haven't seen very many bands, but I saw Primus. It was Primus and Fishbone, which was amazing. Don't remember the name of the opening act. I think it might have been Hardcore, C-O-R-P. It is a good song. Yep, that's why I said you gotta get him in the ground before he starts to smell. It's one of the lyrics of that song. I don't know, Primus is one of the few bands that write songs about fishing and also write songs from fishing from the fish's point of view. Not a big deal. Normally I have this sign, but I figure it's just better to put it on top of the screen. Music sucks these days, but you know, Primus sucks. Yeah. Well, I'm old, so I'm not sure what's in the top 100 right now, to be honest. Between Amazon Music and XM Radio, I don't get much past the 90s. How much do you sell this? You sell a lot of them. Yeah, this is my full-time job. Me and my girlfriend both do this together. The prices range from normally between $20 and like $45. If you start getting into some exotic woods like ebony and stuff, a single spindle can jump up to about $100. So mine are kind of in the mid-range. They're not the most expensive, but they're not the cheapest either. Online, yeah, we sell, a few hundred a month. We also do some limited wholesaling, and I go to fiber festivals. So I go to shows and sell them. But I've also been doing it for a long time. It takes a while to build up a reputation for yourself. Hey Dennis, how's it going? Now, is there an actual difference between woods and personal preference? As far as the arms go, you know, it's going to be a larger weight range. So, you know, some woods are a lot heavier than other woods, so that can affect the overall weight of the spindle. But a lot of it's just because they're pretty. Let me grab some exotics. So I've been laminating a few spindles. So this is Purple Heart with maple in the middle. And then we have African Paduke, Purple Heart, Yellow Heart, and Bacote. So yeah, I live in a little bizarre world of fiber artists. And I make them in a bunch of different sizes. Dennis, thank you so much for subscribing. So we have 3 shows left this year. We've got Wisconsin Sheep and Wool in September. Then we have SAF, which is in Fletcher, North Carolina, which is by Asheville. And SAF is, let's see, Southeastern Animals, whatever. And then we have a show in Irving. It's the Dallas Fort Worth show. So we are building inventory for those 3 shows, plus keeping up with orders and the website. So this is kind of a, you know, we have time to get stuff made. So it's not like we're in show mode and we got to get a ton of stuff made all the time. But trying to keep busy, trying to get stuff made, so there's no huge rush at the end. Third eye blind in my head. So I do make shafts out of exotic woods on occasion, but the majority of them are maple, hard maple. It's just my preferred wood. I'm using it to make a mark. So I'm burning in a line. It's actually wire. I suppose a liter would probably work. Probably burn a pretty thick line though. Yep, all I'm doing is burning in just that line there. And then the bigger ones, I burn in 2 lines. So yeah, when you see burnt lines quite a bit in turned pieces, it's just a really fast, easy way to add decoration to something. I knocked the magnets off. Normally there's magnets on these. But yeah, I just have them on little handles so I can hold them. So it's basically a barrette. A lot of people use guitar strings. I'm using picture frame hanging wire because I have a lot of it. So the wire will actually get hot and eventually it'll break. So I start out with a long piece, and as it breaks, it gets smaller and smaller. Hello, Orphanin. Welcome in. Yeah, yesterday I was running a noise filter, but then you couldn't hear anything. Do you ever get special orders or people want them made a little bit different, especially made for personal reasons? Absolutely. Yeah, I've had people send wood to me to make a specific spindle for them. Like my father, cut down this tree and had it, made into this piece of wood, into lumber, and then he passed away, and this is all I have left. Can you make me a spindle for him, and that kind of thing? Or people would like some custom, like animal laser engraved on it, or whatever. Yeah, I do that. So making spindles is very niche. If they were really super popular, then they'd be made more commercially. I mean, right now most commercial spindles are made by spinning wheel companies, and then there's a bunch of craftsmen who make them. You wish you could take up some blacksmithing, but there's a lot of old down wood in 8,000 elevation in New Mexico. Old hardwood, just waiting for you to go get it. Blacksmithing sounds pretty fun, pretty cool. And in farming communities, the blacksmith is everybody's best friend. You're replacing all your broken handles on your tools, hopefully by the end of the season. Oh, I hear you. So these are super small. These are the smallest ones I make. I sell a lot more larger ones. So when I'm making the kind of the medium-sized ones, I have this piece left over, and then I hold on to it. And when things settle down a little bit, then I kind of go through it. So I have pretty much 2 bags like this that hopefully I'll get through in the next few days. Oh, that's just too small. So we're having a huge heat wave right now. So I'm trying to kind of focus on trying to get things cleaned up and organized. So we're making a whole bunch of little ones to make room for more little ones. Red rum, thank you so much. Hey Daniel, how's it going? So a lot of these are kind of on the cusp where I might be able to get a 6-inch shaft out of them. But I'm okay with getting a 4 1/4-inch shaft out of it. Oh, I was very proud of myself. I went to Goodwill today. I purchased a big wicker basket for the shop and another bin, but they had an Ender 3 there for $50 and I did not buy it. I do not need a 3D printer. Well, I don't need an Ender 3 3D printer. It was an old Ender 3 too. So I'm down to one Creality printer. I have one left. It's a Creality Ender 3 V2S1. So it is so it's direct drive, so I don't have a Bowden tube on it. I checked it out. I plugged it in. The screen works. I warmed up the hot end, and the bed is heating up. So it looked like it would probably work. But I need another project. Like I need a hole in my head. Yeah, so tomorrow is a packaging day, so we're going to package, go to the post office. And I'm guessing we have about between 20 and 30 open orders now. We mail twice a week. Ship on Mondays and then Thursdays. When we get closer to the holiday season, we'll ship every day. Probably this fall we'll start having the post office pick them up from the building. But we can write off our mileage, so it kind of makes sense to do it ourselves. It's a write-off. Gonna check on something real quick. Ha! Jerks. So Amazon said I had a package coming today. I'm getting it delivered here rather than my house. And now I just looked, and now it's getting delivered tomorrow. Which is good, because I don't want to have to sit here till 10 o'clock for a package. Hey, Lucky Fisher, how's it going? Welcome in. So we are turning shafts for Turkish drop spindles today. I do a lot of live streaming doing this just because it's easy and I'm in one spot. So I can set up the camera and then... Plus I need to make them anyway, so... Hey, we've made it 2 hours. Hello, Argentina. It's okay. Don't cry for me. So I think I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to call it a stream. I need to blow everything out and clean everything up. I promised the girl I'd be home at 8:30ish. So we'll get one more done, and then we'll look at what we made. So we stream for 2 hours. We'll count the shafts. Hey, doctor. Yes, they are. So I use CBN wheels to sharpen. It'd be a very small. Ooh, cute. See, man. Yeah, I used to make baseball bats. I used to make custom baseball bats. They basically look like wiffle ball bats, where they had the short little handle, but like just monstrous. So they work. I made a bunch for a softball team, and they were banned after the first in the first game they used them because it was just home run derby. pens are fun. So they would use them for warm-ups. Yeah, I haven't made pens in a while either. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Alright, so we'll do a test spin on this one. Looks good. Let's do a little counting, see how many we made today. So we streamed for 2 hours and 6 minutes. These bins were empty. So we got 2 6-inch shafts. And then we made a lot of little ones. So I have to dig them out of my container here. DC, thank you so much. So we have one there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32 for 2 hours. I think that's pretty good. I'm quite pleased with that. So like I said, we're building up inventory. So I don't have the arms for these yet. So, got a bag full. Hey, thank you, Ford. Boyd? Just gonna call you a doctor. Like a marsh. Yeah. Alright guys, well, I am out of here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And we'll catch you next time. Maybe I'll stream a little bit tomorrow. I don't know, but definitely on Tuesday. So, have a great day, guys. And remember to spin fast so you can die warm. Have a good one.